Have you ever had the urge to play a game that's filled with ridiculous, over-the-top 80s sci-fi, along with some of the best elements of modern first-person shooters? Well, thanks to Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, now you can. Blood Dragon is the new expandalone game by Ubisoft based on Far Cry 3's engine and gameplay. Set in a dystopian version of the year 2007, players will control a Mark IV cyber commando named Sergeant Rex Power Colt, voiced by Michael Bain, who must fight an enemy cyborg army known as Omega Force. In terms of the game's premise, that's pretty much it. I mean, the story in Blood Dragon is all that it really needs to be, and I quite like the considerable amount of tongue-in-cheek humor that Ubisoft pepper throughout the game. Basically, Blood Dragon doesn't take itself seriously in the slightest, and I'm totally okay with that. The game has a ridiculously cool atmosphere that I enjoyed immensely throughout my entire playthrough. Most of the stuff in Blood Dragon looks like it came out of something like the Tron universe, which has always had an aesthetic that I absolutely loved. The cutscenes in the game are also these neat little 16-bit style cinematics, which I quite liked, except for the fact that they take control away from you, and some of them feel quite long. Gameplay in Blood Dragon is mostly pretty great, considering that it's almost exactly the same as the gameplay in Far Cry 3, with just a few minor differences. Combat is still quite smooth, and movement is just as fluid, although you can jump higher and move considerably faster in Blood Dragon, thanks to you being a cyber commando and all. I think veteran Far Cry players might take issue with the fact that there's a lot less freedom in Blood Dragon. There's a lot less weapons to choose from, although if you're someone like me, you probably won't care much, because in Far Cry 3 I usually just ended up using the best weapon of each category anyway. And it's not like the weapons aren't fun to use either. Most of them pack a pretty good punch, and they're all really cool. There are also some new ones like the Killstar that basically make you feel like the ultimate badass when using them. But anyway, most of the missions in Blood Dragon have to be approached linearly, and the only time you really have much of any freedom is in the open world activities, which are literally just filler for the rest of the game. Pretty much outside of the main story, all there is to do is take over more bases and a few lackluster challenges that you unlock after liberating them. I really think that what they should have done in Far Cry 3, but especially in Blood Dragon, was remove the pseudo-open world aspect of the games and replace it with large potential gameplay areas along the lines of something like Dishonored. That way there'd still be lots of freedom when approaching objectives, and you wouldn't have to just wander aimlessly through the bare-bones skeleton of an open world. But regardless, it's not really that big of a deal because the meat of the game is through the main story scripted events, which are awesome. Anyway, that's Blood Dragon in a nutshell. I found the game highly enjoyable, and I'd recommend it to anyone looking to play through any game in a hilarious, awesome sci-fi setting. I especially liked that Blood Dragon delivered on something I didn't even know that I wanted, but once I played through the game, I was extremely glad I experienced it. I'm gonna rate the game 4 out of 5 stars, and I definitely say it's worth a playthrough. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below and subscribe to this channel because I put out new videos on a regular basis. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to try to get a new review out by next week, so I will see you then. If you guys would like to stay up to date on the stuff that I'm doing, be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube or follow me on any other site that I use.